This is the Voice Coach Podcast for all the tips and tricks on getting the most out of your speaking voice. I'm Nic Redman, and I'll be sharing everything you need to know to keep your voice healthy, sounding great, and working the way it should. If you're an actor, voiceover, speaker, presenter, or podcaster, you're in the right place. Hopefully it'll be a wee bit of crack too. Let's get started. Hello there. Right, I'm back for now from creating downloadable online courses and running free voice training sessions in my Facebook group and organising voice training retreats, and I'm here to continue your step-by-step voice coaching journey. Sorry there was no episode last week. Life very much got in the way. Lots going on here at Nic Redman Voice HQ, so mainly this week a bit of house moving, which is, as I'm sure you're aware, completely horrific. Anyway, I'm delighted to be back here once again to offer a little of this silly noise and faces crack and not packing all of my belongings into boxes and moving them. God, it's so stressful. Talk about tension. So anyway, the last set of episodes, 33 to 38, covered awareness and release of the articulators. Now it's time to move on to toning them. Now, what does that even mean? Well, it's really about strengthening them and control of movement for when we're forming words. But I don't really like the terms strengthening and control when it comes to anything to do with voice, really. They're a wee bit sort of, I don't know, down the gym, which I don't know if you're aware, but I don't really go to the gym that much. So I've gone for the word toning. Anyway, now that the articulators are freed up from those last episodes, what we want is the ability to get them into whatever shapes we need in order to communicate the message, whether that's in your podcast or for a voiceover or a presentation or learning a different accent or answering a blooming question succinctly in a meeting at work. So the next few episodes will offer a wee exercise to help that toning process and the ability really to manipulate the articulators into whatever shapes that you need. We'll go through each of the articulators like we did with the release. So let's start with the tongue. Now, you're going to stick your tongue right outside of the mouth. Oh, firstly, make sure you're settled nicely on your chair or standing. Give yourself a little bit of a shuffle round, get those feet on the floor, get the spine nice and long, let the shoulders drop. Sigh out. Always good. So you're going to allow the jaw to drop down nice and loosely and released. You're not pushing it down, you're just letting that jaw drop. Then you're going to stick your tongue straight out of the mouth, step one. And then, I always do that. And then you're going to point it up, down, left, right, then take it back in the mouth and tap it on the alveolar ridge, or that bumpy bit that the teeth go into. So we're kind of doing 5 different points with the tongue. I'm pretty sure when this was taught to me, it was called 5-pointed star. And I think it came from the Vocal Arts Workbook, but I can't be sure. Anyway, here it is. So you're going to stick the tongue straight out, point it up, point it down, take it left, take it right, then take it in the mouth and tap it on the alveolar ridge. So we go up, down, left, right, in. Up, down, left, right, in. Now keep doing that while I talk you through a few points to watch out for. Is your jaw tensing up? Can you feel any clenching in that jaw? If it is, just don't take your tongue out so much. Dial the effort back a wee bit. Ask your body for a bit less. And also check that you're not really forcing that jaw open and down. The message to the jaw should always be, all right, mate, just let yourself go there. Have a wee bit more space. You're not going open really wide or anything like that. You also want to make sure that you're pointing with a really, pointy tongue, not a big old floppy slug tongue. So this one is about manipulation and shaping with the muscles. And in this particular exercise, we're working the superior and inferior longitudinal muscles of the tongue. Big word alert. Remember, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so the tongue's coming out, it's pointing up, down, left, right, coming back in, and that jaw's nice and released. We're really working these specific muscle groups here to encourage responsiveness during speech. So you can do that one a few times, 4 or 5, whatever feels right. Keep it playful and free and easy and curious. You can also do this one inside the mouth with your lips closed, which is an excellent hack for tongue release on the sort of on the go or in a public space scenario where you don't really want everyone around you to think you're a total loony with your tongue out in public. So if you close your lips and still just point the tongue up, down, left, right, and then tap it on the alveolar ridge. I did it there, which is silly because you just thought it was silence, because it was silence. Good. Anyway, do that a few times. Remember, if you get any aching or anything like that, do stop. And remember to breathe. Of course, when I say that, I do mean breathe out primarily. So just check if there's a tendency to hold that breath. Okay, me and my tongue are off for some brekkie now, actually. A wee bit of breakfast. There goes my stomach rumbling. If you're interested in more tongue stuff, more tongue release, more tongue awareness, more tongue toning, there's a whole week of exercises and exploration available in the tongue training course that's downloadable on my website. So do have a wee nosy at that. People are really enjoying it. And sometimes it's nice to be able to just learn in your own time, remotely, at a speed that works for you. So do check that one out at nicredmanvoice.com. All right, enjoy, and I will see you next time, where we will be toning the lips. Ready for a bit of smooching. Thanks for listening to the Voice Coach podcast. To get the most out of your voice, come on over to our free community on Facebook, the Voice and Accent Hub. See you in there.